lads and ladies, and welcome to this. Now today we are back for another video. Now today is what I am bringing you. I am ranking every League One team's season in 5 different segments. Now a lot of teams overachieved this year, a lot of teams underachieved, and it's been very hard to predict. So in this video I am putting them in 5 different segments of their season. The first one is unreal, where a team has swaggered through their season and they've got a really good glory at the end of it and overachieved from where I expected them to. Good is a good solid season for the size of their club, and they can build something from it, and there's promising signs. Met is hit and miss. They've not caused much trouble to the playoffs or promotion party, or never really been down there. Hit and miss. Poor, a bad season for their football club, could mean in relegation, could mean in really down there from where they expected. And the other one is really, really bad, put it that way. And you don't really want to go much longer. So let's get on with the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Not the first one we're ranking is Wycombe. Now what a season for the Chairboys. They finished 3rd on PPG, 8th in real life, but again massively overachieved. I predicted them to finish 23rd. 23rd in this league, and what an unbelievable season. They've overachieved, they've hardly spent any money in recent years. Again, everyone said, oh, they're going down, the football's dross, but he's built a team spirit, he's built that real good spirit you need in a football team. They play not the best of football, don't get me wrong, but it works, it's effective, and for me, they deserve the place in the Championship. Get them in unreal. Second one we're ranking is Shrewsbury Town. We've just gone to put them in meh. Like, they never really challenged for the playoffs, they never really challenged for relegation. They were kind of win, draw, lose, win, draw, lose, win. Kind of, you don't know what you're going to get from them. And again, Ricketts, again, a young manager. I think he's done okay there. I'm going to put him in meh. I just think he's still got a lot to learn. Ipswich Town. I'm going to have to put them in poor. Let's be honest, we all expected them to walk this league, a lot of their fans said. And up to October, early November, they were doing so. They were doing really well. They were winning a lot of games. They were top of the league. And when they lost Vincent Young, it just fell to pieces for them. And they should be easily in the playoffs for their squad. Downs, Norwood, Vincent Young, Wolfenden. Rotherham United, what a season for the Millers. Again, they went up as automatically bounced straight back of the first time of asking to the Championship. Paul Warren, what a job he has done at the New York Stadium. He's got them fit, round to go, a good team spirit, and for me, he's done a fantastic job, a really unreal season. Next up is Milton Keynes Dons. Now, MK didn't start the season well. They finished it better than they started it under Russell Martin. I think he steadied the ship, but again, still a poor season for everyone there. I think they should be finishing a little bit higher than they did. But again, I think they just struggled for goals. They hardly had any goal scorers at the start of the season. And they improved defensively since Russell Martin came in. But for me, a poor season for them. Next is Blackpool. Now, they started well. I thought they would get into the playoffs at bare minimum. They invested well. Joe Nuttall they brought in. They kept Nanulay, they kept Feeney, they brought Dewsbury Hall in towards the end of the season, who looked really good. Again, that squad should be challenging for top 10 bare minimum, and they just played bad football, in my opinion, under Simon Grayson. And the new manager they've got now looks really promising, and I think he can do bits with them. But for me, a poor season for Blackpool. Oxford. Now Oxford got to the playoff final and again scored a lot of goals. They're entertaining to watch. They just go out to score goals. Cameron Brannigan was a top player for them. They got Rob Dickey at the back. They've got a few good forwards as well in that team as well. But for me, an unbelievable season to get to the playoff final. They beat West Ham in the cup. They challenged Man City all the way in the cup. Again, they played so entertaining football. I'm going to have to put them in good. They had a really good, solid season. And again, I think they can really build on that and maybe go again bigger and stronger next year. Doncaster, again, another team that were in the playoffs last year. However, this time just missing out, but they were always near the playoffs. At the start of the season, a lot of the fans were down after they lost to Grimsby in the cup. I remember going, oh, you're going to hammer us. They beat us and seemed to pick up from that. But again, a really good team, and they played good football throughout the year. Next up is Tranmere Rovers. Now, again, they started to pick up towards the end of the season where they won their last 3 away games, and they were only 3 points off Wimbledon to stay up. However, if the season would have gone on, they would have stayed up 100% in my opinion. But again, they weren't good enough throughout the season. Southend United. Now, Southend could have gone any worse for them. Again, they were so awful to watch. They had some humiliating defeats. 7-1 to Doncaster at home. Obviously, they did get a point out of us, which, to be fair, they played quite well that day. We were poor. But again, they just seemed to concede at least 3 or 4 goals at the start of the season. And for me, it's just so sad to see a club like that who have got great fans as well. And then when the new manager came in, Sol Campbell, he steadied the ship a bit, but he didn't do a good job in my opinion. I think he could have done better. Now they're in a transfer embargo. They went down. Next up is Gillingham. Now, Steve Evans, what a job he's done there. A lot of their fans were so negative when he came through the door. He's got them playing good football again, high tempo, especially when they shoot towards their own fans in the second half, the raining end. And for me, I think he's much improved them. I think they've been a goal scorer away from that top 6, in my opinion. I think they've done very, very well. I think they deserved a place in that top 10, which they got on PPG. They were just a little bit off the top 6 in the end. Goals was a problem for them, and they were drawing a lot of games that they could have won. However, drawing is better than losing, and that's what they improved from last year. For me, I think I'm going to put them in a good season. I think they overachieved from where I expected them to finish. A good solid season that they can back it up. Bristol Rovers now. Bristol were like 6th up until Christmas when we played them. Then we drew 0-0 to them, and we just went to lose to MK Dons the next game, and they just seemed to fall apart when the manager left to go to Mansfield. Now, for me, Garner is an okay manager. I think he's lacking a bit of experience in my opinion, but for me, a poor season for them in the end. I think they're a big club, great fans as well. They had some good players as well. I think if they would have, won a few more games around Christmas, steadied the ship at a higher mid-table, I think would have been okay. But for me, a poor season for Bristol Rovers. They have strengthened this season to go again next year, so it'll be very interesting to see how the Gats get on. Next up is Coventry City. Coventry, what a job Mark Robins has done. He has literally got a club who was dying from going down to League 2. Awful, the fans weren't wanting it, the fans kind of were turning against the team weren't bothered. He's got a team that weren't bothered into a team that fight for his city, that want to get out of this league, and they won the league, and in my opinion they would have won the league by about 13 points if the season would have carried on. For me, they don't have that one-star player. They have 8 or 9 really good players that pull in the same direction. He's got a great team spirit. The fans are back on board. They've got some really good fans as well. And next up is Sunderland. Now, Sunderland, again, they love my mate Joey Barton. However, and not a great season for them, if I'm honest with you. They should be doing better with their squad. I'm going to put them in meh. They were always challenging for the playoffs, but should Sunderland really be challenging for the playoffs again in the 3rd year? They should be winning the league. They're a massive club, top fans, one of the best fans in the league, if not actually the EFL. They take loads away. They sell out like the moon away on a Monday night. Wimbledon, I'm going to put them in poor. Now, they stayed up just. However, I think they were starting to get dragged out a bit towards the end. Tranmere were getting improving, and Wimbledon were kind of losing a few games towards the end of the season. Next up is the Brewers, Burton Albion. Again, hit and miss season for them. Again, like Doncaster, but I think Doncaster were just a little bit better over the course of the season than Burton. They beat us at home, which again, it was a nothing game that they probably just dominated. Again, an okay season. They've steadied themselves again in League 1. Again, nice to see the smaller clubs doing well in this league. For me, meh, hit and miss. We're closer to the players in the bottom. They're probably pushing on good, but just in meh. I think Burton can do better. They've got Buxton coming in, who's a good manager, and they've got some good players there next year. So for me, Burton Albion, in meh. Lincoln, now when the Cowley brothers were there at the start of the season, they looked unreal, and we thought, can they go and get another promotion on their CV to go to the Championship from non-league just 3-4 years ago into the Championship? We've seen Luton do it, and for me, they were going to do it. I thought they were going to get top 6 bare minimum under the Cowleys. Michael Appleton came in and it went a bit pear-shaped after that. They had some good season highlights to beat Blackpool, beat Fleetwood, beat Ipswich at home. Tinsel Bank seemed to be their kind of guided home for points. For me, meh, hit and miss, just like Burton, but for me, a good season to steady yourself in the first year in League 2. Portsmouth, now, I'm so unsure about this because Portsmouth should be in the top 2. Portsmouth should be challenging for the league, let's be honest. And again, they missed out on the playoffs. Jacket made a ball ache of it, in my opinion. Next up is my team, Fleetwood. What a phenomenal achievement to get to the top 6. We brought some good players in along the way, and unfortunately we missed out on the playoff semi-final. Wycombe dominated, they deserved to win the game. I'm going to put us in good. I think we had a good season, overachieved to get into the top 6. We had some good wins along the way. Peterborough at home, Portsmouth. We drew away at Sunderland, which is a tough place to go. Peterborough away, we did the double over. So for me, and no team beat us twice in the season, which is a good achievement to have. For me, Fleetwood, good. Next, Rochdale, meh. Hit and miss. I expected them to go down. I said they hadn't got enough goals in. Ian Henderson, Callum Camps, again scoring a lot of goals for them last year, helping keeping them in this league. And for me, I think the manager's done a good job there with not much budget. Again, against the odds, they shouldn't really be staying in this league with their squad, people said, but they did. And for me, I think they did well. And they had a good cup run as well. They got to Newcastle away as well. So for me, a decent season. Accrington, good. Now, Accrington finished about 17th, 18th in the league, but again, the lowest budget in the league, more than likely. Again, hardly anything to spend. Has to off plays that maybe other teams don't want, or low knees. And again, a good season for Stanley. I think they did really, really well. And John Coleman, again, one of the best managers in this league, in my opinion. Next up, and finally, is Peterborough, good. How they got voted out of the playoffs is beyond me. To me, they would have got automatic promotion, in my opinion. They had such a good squad. They had a good season. They played good football. They scored a lot of goals. They were hammering teams that came to their place. Apart from Fleetwood, of course. But again, a good set of fan base. A good season for them. And I think next year they'll struggle without Ivan Toney. But they've got a good ownership there that will help put the money back into the football team. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please smash the like button if you did. Can we try and get 60 likes on this one? And I will see you in the next video. Up the card.